Hey, college coaches, this is Coach Anthony Williams, founder and CEO of Connected Athletics. We are a startup company based in Austin, Texas, and the Spotlight podcast is one of our first endeavors that we're using to introduce a technology platform to help student athletes during this very different COVID-19 recruiting cycle that we're in. Our goal is to help give these student athletes a voice when they can't get on campus and talk to you personally, to talk about themselves from a personal standpoint, from an academic standpoint, and from a recruiting standpoint. We hope to have these student athletes connect with you better so that we can move them down the road of the evaluation process and closer to an offer. I'm excited that we've got another really top prospect with us on the podcast today. I've known this young man, his family for a while now. He's been a grinder. He's been to a lot of my camps and combines. Seth Johnson is a class of 21 defensive back from Westfield High School in the Houston area. He's 5'10", 180 pounds, has a strong GPA of 3.4, and he was the National Combine DB MVP back in January at the Alamo Dome as part of that. Really good kid. Seth, how you doing this afternoon?
Great.
Man, I want to thank you for taking time out of your busy day and joining us on the podcast. I'm looking forward to hearing more about your story, but more importantly, I'm excited about you sharing it with some college coaches that may not really know who you are outside of your huddle video. So let's just jump right into it. I know how much of an importance that your family puts on academics. Tell us about the importance that you put on your academics that drive that 3.4 GPA.
Yes, sir. They are hard on me on my grades. They don't like anything below an 85. We just work on A's and B's, keep that GPA high, and grades first.
Okay. Tell us, are there any, do you have any favorite subjects that drive that GPA?
Yes, sir. My favorite subjects is math and science. I love math and I love science. I love geometry and biology.
Okay. Is there a certain teacher, counselor, tutor, AP at Westfield that you want to shout out that's helped you keep you on the straight and narrow when it comes to your academics?
Yes, I had an English teacher in my 11th grade year named Miss Ballard. She took me through the year and had me in her hands and just walked me through and had me successful.
Anybody else?
My coaches, they always are strong in my academics too. We usually have like a card and they just do grade checks every week, so they're hard on grades.
Good stuff. I'm glad you put importance on that. Hey, one of the things coaches want to understand is, you're going into your senior year here. Have you and your family thought about what you might major in when you get to college?
Yes, sir. It's between engineering and accounting. Right now, I'm focusing on engineering right now, but I have a love for accounting. I love adding and doing math and all that.
Well, speaking to another college graduate with an engineering degree, is there a specific discipline that you're focused on, whether it be mechanical, electrical, or civil engineering?
Aerospace.
I
I
like
love
it.
science.
Okay.
So,
Put guys into space and stuff, be part of the new Tesla team, putting people, that's awesome. Well, obviously,
yes.
if you need any help there, once again, you're talking to an engineering football grad, so appreciate you helping out there. Hey,
Yes,
tell us a little bit about coaches need to understand your learning style as a student athlete. Tell these coaches, are you more of a verbal, visual, or hands-on learning style?
I'm more of a visual learner. Once I see it one time, I got it. You don't have to tell me anything twice.
Is that the same both in the classroom and on the field, or are they different depending on the learning environment?
Yes, sir. They're both in the classroom and on the field. I see it one
Okay.
time, it clicks.
All right. So I take it from a football perspective, you're a big film guy then.
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay. Tell us, have you and your parents sat down to talk about the criteria that you use to help you decide what school you'll eventually commit to here in the next 6 to 9 months?
Right now we're focusing on the Southland Conference, such as Lamar, SFA, Abilene Christian, UIW, schools like that. So we've been back and forth with SFA schools like Lamar, Abilene Christian.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it your goal to stay close to home and stay in state, or are you open to going anywhere in the country?
I don't like to be too close to home, but not too far. I want my parents to come to my games. So yes, sir.
Okay.
Just not too far.
All right. Tell us, obviously I always mention at camps and whatnot that academics will open up your recruiting way more than how fast your 40 is. You've got the strong GPA. Do you have a documented SAT or ACT yet, or did that get affected by the COVID-19 pandemic?
Had set up at times for the SAT, but due to COVID, we couldn't take that. My freshman year, I think I had a 980 on it, and then I was supposed to take it again, but something happened. Probably.
Okay. Have you rescheduled it for this upcoming fall or spring?
Yes, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, that's what coaches want to hear about. Good stuff. Let's switch over to learning more about you from a personal standpoint. Tell us a little bit about your family, your mom, your dad. Are you an only child? Are you the oldest, the baby? Give us a little bit about your family background.
I have one sister. I am the oldest. Both of my parents are active police officers. They serve great in the community. They're very hard on me and my sister. They just want us to become successful people in our lives.
Okay. Tell us about the importance you put on being the best big brother you can be to your sister. How important is that to you?
I'll watch out for. It's very important. I watch out for. I love to keep her safe. I don't like anybody really around her. I'm more of an overprotected big brother.
There you go. I like it. Okay, good. Hey, what are some of your interests? I know you work out a lot with trainers, get ready for the season and get ready for football. But when you do have a little bit of spare time, what is it you like to do? What are some of your hobbies?
I like to watch Jalen Ramsey. I like to watch a lot of YouTube, a lot of DVDs such as Jalen Ramsey, Tyrann Mathieu. I love to watch Darius Slay. It's a lot of DVDs I love to watch on YouTube. And then I go to probably Netflix, watch some football shows, stuff like that. I love watching football though.
Okay. Are you a video game guy at all? You a Madden 2K guy or no?
Yes, sir. I play a little Madden, a little 2K. Yeah, I'm more of a Madden player.
Okay. Well, it begs the obvious question. Are you giving L's or you taking L's?
I'm giving L's. I don't take L's. I rarely give L's. Take L's.
Okay. Hey, as these college coaches want to get to know you better, tell them which apps they're most likely to find you on. Are you a Twitter guy, Instagram, TikTok, what?
Heavy on Twitter and Instagram, and I love to be on Huddle. YouTube, my main guy too. Yeah, that's it.
Good stuff. And then tell us about your music taste. Obviously, you're going to be in a locker room in college. What are some of your favorite artists? What kind of music you like to listen to either pregame or when you're working out?
Majority of my music is by rappers such as YoungBoy, Lil Baby in there. Probably a little G Herbo and Lil Durk, stuff like that.
Okay. Tell us, what kind of person are you in pregame? Are you the guy that's getting everybody hyped up and high energy? Or are you the guy in the corner who's just going through your assignments, get ready for a game mentally?
I'm more of a away from the crowd type of person, so I like to think about the game before, and then when we're walking onto the field, that's when I kind of get a little hype.
Okay, I like it. Hey, tell us, as we're trying to come out of this COVID-19 and get you guys back on campus when it's safe, what's your shoe game looking like? Are you a big shoe guy?
Yes, sir. I love Jordans, Nikes, slides. I wear Kappa. Not many people know about what Kappa wear is. They're big on clothes and slides, so I wear Kappa slides. And I love Under Armour. Westfield is sponsored by Under Armour. They give us jumpsuits and stuff, so I'm big on Under Armour.
So it sounds like you're good to go when you do get back on campus here, huh?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, all right, nothing wrong with that. Hey, tell us a little bit about, just do you have a favorite author, or have you read a recent book, or is there a recent movie, or is there an actor or actress you kind of look up to?
I like funny movies. I love Marlon Wayans. All his movies are funny. And it's a couple comedians out there that I like. I like Dave Chappelle.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Hey, tell us, I call this my dream scenario question. Let's say you have a great 3 or 4 years in college and you find yourself in New York City at the NFL draft. Who is sitting with you at your table waiting for the commissioner to call your name?
It has to be my parents, my sister, and my agent. It has to be that. And
nobody outside there?
I mean, everybody else would be at home, but I would love my parents and my sister to be there, and my agent.
Okay, all right. Hey, one thing that college coaches want to know about is what are you doing to give back to your community? Are you involved in your church, nonprofits? What are you doing to give back?
I participate in the church and I participate in the school community. I help out with my parents. They're on different boards in the community and different boards for my school, so I help out with that too.
Awesome, that's great to hear. Hey, tell us, Seth, what is your life going to look like when football is over, whenever that is?
If I don't have a chance of making it to the NFL, I want to stay in college and work on my master's degree and become a successful engineer or accountant one day.
I love that. Love that plan. I like how you already got a goal in place in case football is there. You probably heard me say many times at camps, football should be an enabler to get the best education you can be, because as much as we love playing this sport, it is a violent sport and it will come to an end one day. And then what do you have? So I'm glad you have a plan in place and strong support from your family to make those goals a reality. Hey, let's switch to the meat now. These coaches want to hear about recruiting. Tell these coaches what you've been doing to stay in shape during this COVID-19 environment.
Me and my dad, we both go to the gym most of the days on the week, and then most of the days we're working out with Footwork King, Rashad Westfield. So we're big on working out.
Okay. What are some of the things? What do you consider some of your strengths and some of the things you're constructively working on in your game as far as being a DB? What are some of those things?
I'm heavy on working on my hips right now. My eyes, I get good hands, and yeah, my strengths is I just have fluent hips, nice feet, and yeah.
Let me. I always like to have certain players like yourself grade yourself. I'm going to give you a certain skill set, and you give yourself a grade from 0 to 10, 10 being the best. How would you grade your footwork?
My footwork got to be a 10. I'm with Footwork King. He keep
Okay,
it
all
right.
right. Shout out to him on that. I hear you. What about your ball skills?
Ball skills, I give it a 10. I used to be a receiver in middle school and freshman year of high school, so I get about an 8 or a 9.
Okay. What about route recognition?
Route recognition, um, about a 8. I get that at 8.
All right. These next two are two of my favorite questions for DB. Since my son was DB and played in the NFL, what would you grade yourself in man coverage?
Man coverage, I'm more of a physical DB, so I get in somebody when I'm on press, so I get at a 10.
What about when you're in zone coverage?
Zone coverage, I have good eyes. I'm very patient. I hardly bite on things. I like to get at a 10 too.
And then my last one is the big one, mental preparation, mental toughness. What grade would you give yourself there?
10. I'm always a tough player. I always prep myself before the games. I always prep myself before practice. Anything I do, I prep myself.
All right. And then bonus question, how would you grade yourself when it comes to tackling? How physical are you as a DB?
Tackling, I love hitting people. I love hitting people hard, making them go the opposite way, losing the ball. So I get at a good 10.
Okay. Tell us, there's a lot of good DBs in class 21, as you know. Tell these coaches what separates you from the other DBs that you're competing against in your class.
My work ethic, I'm a great listener. I catch on to things real fast. I hardly mess up. I don't like getting told things twice. And yes, sir.
Okay, all right. Tell us you mentioned it earlier, but how is recruiting going from your experience? Who are you hearing from? Who you've been offered by? And who would you like to hear from going into your senior year?
Right now, I'm in contact with SFA, UIW, Lamar, majority of Southland Conference. I'm also in touch with Nevada and schools like, yeah, something like that, Southland Conference.
And then are there any schools you want to hear from?
Schools like, I like North Texas. I would like to go to UTSA. I like their school. Um, Sam Houston, service schools like Navy, Air Force, Army.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll take care of that with this video. Tell us also a little bit about, have you and your parents sat down and talked about the criteria that you'll use to decide which school you'll commit to here in the next 6 to 9 months?
Currently right now, I'm just trying to get on the map. I've been in touch with coaches, so we're trying to figure out who we have on the map to commit to. And once we do that, we'll talk about that.
Okay. Is distance from home, culture, skiing, are some of those things going to be on the list? Are those things important to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. One thing that coaches want to understand about you is your relationship with your existing high school coaches. Tell us a little bit about your relationship with your position coach and your head coach at Westfield.
Yes, sir. They're straightforward. My head coach is straightforward. When I have a problem, I go to them. They give me their honest opinion. They always come out their time to make me and the team better. They don't ever have a problem with that.
Okay. And what about your position coach?
Great. He's very funny. He's a Very good coach, very good teacher, and he's just a good person to be around.
You mentioned your mom and dad doing a great job raising you. Tell us about some other people who have had a positive impact on your life as a student athlete.
Um, like I said, my old teacher I had in 11th grade, I would say my grandma. She always tells me, gives me good advice. Um, Majority of all my family, they give me great advice. They always keep my hopes up and put a smile on my face.
Okay. And then is there a certain DB in college or in the NFL that you pattern your game off of? And if so, who is that?
Tyrann Matthew, he's more of a small DB, but he's real physical, and he shows it in his game. He's very aggressive, just like me.
Okay. Tell me a little bit about, you know, coaches want to understand that, you have to be able to overcome adversity, especially as a defensive back. Short memory. Tell these coaches how you handle the highs and lows, literally play by play as a DB.
Yes, sir. You have to have short-term memory when you're playing DB. So if you give up a pass or two, you have to forget about that next play and go out there and dominate. You just got to be consistent with what you do at DB.
Okay. Coaches love players who love playing the game. Honest question, hopefully good answer from you. Do you love playing football or do you love what football could do for you?
I love playing football, but I love what it's doing to me. It makes me confident, it makes me a new person. It gives me leadership in what I do.
Like it. That's a great answer, great response. Hey, you guys always have a lot of talent over at Westfield. Take this time and tell these college coaches who else on your team that they might want to be taking a look at.
We have great quarterback Cardell Williams. We have receivers like Nate Lewis, Kevin Graham. We have cornerbacks Caden Craig, Jaden Perkins at safety, Ashton Harris at linebacker. We also have Anthony AJ Holmes at D-line, and we have Cedric Lewis at safety. So majority of our defense, they're all out there. Our offense, we're building, we're getting better every day, and yes.
Okay. Seth, do you play a role in special teams? Are you on the return game? Are you a gunner? Are you involved in special teams at all?
Yes, sir. Gunner. I love gunning down the field. I love hitting the punter, burning cornerbacks all day, and special teams. More of a safety guy on special teams. But when I have to make that tackle, I'll be there.
Okay. Coaches love players that love playing special teams. That's definitely an added bonus for you. Tell us, what other sports have you played at Westfield outside of football? Obviously, you have a lot of athletic ability and size. You a track basketball guy or what else?
Track. I ran track, did field events. My sophomore year, I went to regionals for triple jump and long jump. And junior year, due to the COVID, I couldn't do that this year. My sophomore year, I played a little golf, and then that's when I got back in track. So, yeah.
What was it about golf that sent you back to track?
I've been playing golf since I was 3, and when track started, I just saw how well I was doing in track and field, and they just bumped me up to varsity, and I just had to drop golf.
Okay, I can understand that. College coaches love players that run track. Tell us one thing that from track that has made you a better football player.
When you're in track and you get tired, you just have to keep on pushing, never drop your head. You have to keep on breathing. And when you get to that finish line, you're just going to feel something different.
Okay. Tell us, Seth, what are you looking forward to playing at the college level? Is there one thing that kind of stands out?
Position-wise?
Yeah.
Position-wise, I would love to play nickel. Love to play a little safety. More of a Tyrann Matthew. Probably corner, but I love to play nickel. Get active, get a little sacks here and there.
Okay. All right, I like it. Tell us, Seth, how do you define leadership and how do you plan on leading your team this year as a senior?
Leadership is a person who can lead his team to a positive standard. I would lead my team to a positive standard and help them get better. I love how I lead the underclassmen to do better things every day.
Okay. You obviously you had a great showing at the National Combine, earning the top DB award there. kind of set you up for a really off season, although COVID-19 kind of hurt that. But tell us about that experience against going to get some of the best receivers in the country and how that helped your confidence going into your senior year.
Yes, sir. When I got up on that stage to see all those people welcome me with the award, I never felt that way. But it had to be something else. I was going against the best receivers and DBs out there. Majority of them had stars. All I did was maintain my reps, and it just gave me the confidence. When I kept on going, it built my confidence, and yes, sir.
Okay. I always like to ask prospects like yourself, was there a certain moment when you knew, oh yeah, I can play this game at the college level? Was it at the combine or was it even before that?
At the combine when I got that award, I knew I can compete with anybody.
Yeah.
I went up against tight ends. I went up against receivers, slots. I went against every position, and I just knew at that point I could play at any level.
Yeah, being obviously running the combine every year, you may not know this stat, but we calculated, we did some analytics. You had 13 reps and you won 12 of those 13 reps. So very impressive. That's why you were named, I was very proud of you get named the DB MVP, which I know will obviously transition over to your senior year. Hey, one thing that coach will understand is your coachability. What kind of coach do you prefer to have? Do you mind a coach getting in your face and yelling and screaming at you? Or do you prefer a coach talking to you in regular voice, just telling you, hey, I need you to do this better? Which one do you prefer?
I like coaches that get in the face with me because they push me to get better. If a coach is soft like that, I'm never going to get that across my head. So I need a coach to tell me what I'm doing wrong so I can perfect my game.
Okay, that's honesty. I like that. Hey, tell us another thing the college coach will understand is your competitive spirit. Take a few seconds to tell these coaches about your competitive spirit and how competitive you are.
I'm very competitive. I hate being last. I like being aggressive, and I just have something else when it becomes being physical. I bring a good vibe to the team. Never like negativity. Always positive.
Okay. And then finish up and let you get back to your day here. And we do appreciate your time. We talked about that elevator pitch. You know, you want to own a business one day. Take 30 seconds and tell these coaches in your own words why they should recruit you and what you're going to bring to their program.
I keep God first. I'm a fast learner. Never like to do things twice. You won't ever have to tell me anything twice. I always listen. Never talk back. I'm very coachable. I have good hips, great hands, good eyes, and I just love to get better.
Man, that is probably one of the best elevator pitches I've ever heard. I am so proud of you and how I've watched you develop and knowing your dad and your mom. They've done a tremendous job raising you. I know you're going to be successful. I can't wait to see you take your game to the next level here, your senior year. You will see me on the sidelines of the game here pretty soon. Continue to be safe, Seth, and have a great rest of your day.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.